That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Joining me always is going to be Soul Bro. And I'm a little rusty doing this, so just bear with me. And this is, you're listening to episode 180 of Gundamn at MAHQ. Unfortunately, we killed Chris. No, we didn't. We actually, Chris had something come up professionally, so I had to take care of it. So it's just going to be me and Soul Bro. I know
they're disappointed. Their hearts are torn out of the chest.
Exactly.
They're so hurt.
All the Chris fans are like, damn. A collective tears coming out of 4chan, as we know.
That's what I was about to say.
So, but we will carry on with Chris. We will carry on without Chris, but he should join us in our next episode. So tonight's topics, we're gonna just two. I'm sure you saw on all the social media blasts that Soul Bro's been doing probably in the last day or so. We'll be talking about Gundam Build Fighter Tri Island Wars, which is like a one-shot OVA of with our favorite Tri fighters. Going on a little bit of vacation, it looks like, but things change. You know, sometimes those free vacations, they become nightmares, and we see what happens there. and we'll discuss that, our thoughts and takes and everything like that. And then the next one that we'll do is going to be my thoughts on Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphan Season 1. I know Chris and Soul Bro were able to do that. I was unable to because I was not in the country to do it at that time. So
you were there. You were there for the first review, the first 5 episodes, right. So you knocked that out. But it's just a remainder, I guess.
The ending and everything. So
yeah,
they were gracious enough to give me an opportunity to do some of my thoughts. So. If you don't like them, I guess you can just yell at me and go to internet and complain all you need to do.
Go to internet.
Yeah, internet. It's a being, man.
It's a being. It's now found sentience.
Well, that's the nightmare. It's the scenario.
It's the major.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I could maybe do major more than I can do Skynet. So. So, bro, anything as I'm sauntering over? It's been a while, but at least I know the route of the Larry King Memorial News Studio in the Gundam News Tower. Chris had been taking over those duties, but I'm now back in the captain's chair. I got the old classic Enterprise chair ready to go.
Oh boy,
some news, but anything, Soul Bro, before we dive into some listener submitted news?
Some real quick things. Let's see here. Shout outs to AB Silvera, one of our longtime listeners. She says, can't stay up for Gundam Live 180. Damn time zones. Enjoy your island robot skies. She's in Europe, of course. So if anything, shout outs to AB. And thank you for tuning in and rocking it with us, at least on the recorded version, the iTunes audio version. I'll watch it, running back the archives here on youtube.com/GundamMAHQ/live.
Or play all versions at once.
Yeah, there you go. there you go. Freaking Podception.
Yeah. Do what every other podcast fans do. They open up everything and probably just let them play continuously.
Exactly.
Nobody's listening to that many of those shows.
Oh my god. But yo, thank you very much, Ariel. I appreciate it. And let's see here. Also, real big shout out to two people. Ra the Ra. He says, IBO related, I'm an Atlanta native, so I'm going to be going to AWA for season 2 premiere. Anything I can do to help out Gundam at MAHQ? Yeah, actually, we might be reaching out to you guys next episode to see how that went. But also, I wanted to point out that, let's see here. I wanted to point out that we're not going to AWA 2016, but we do know people that listen to our show that are. It sounds like Ra the Ra's going, and so is our boy Tsunami. He's going too, and he wanted to know if anybody else was going to network and do a meetup. So if you go to the Gundam Twitter, just by going to twitter.com/Gundam at MAHQ, go there, go to this thread that you see right here, and make sure to contribute to it. Just post it and say that you're going so that you guys can all network and meet up. And that would be awesome. I certainly hope you guys do that. And I'll also put up a post on the Facebook group to see who's interested in going to AWA. And if you are going, maybe you all can network together and meet up. So that's all I really wanted to say. And props to both Tsunami and Ra the Ra. I certainly hope that the premiere of Iron Blooded Orphan Season 2 is badass. And back to you, Neo.
It's badass. What an endorsement.
Badass.
It is. But, okay. So, well, thank you, and I hope everybody has a safe and fun time at AWA. Wear your gas mask, and remember to bathe. Don't be part of the problem.
Don't be part of the problem is right.
Exactly. Please. You can't control others, but you can control yourself.
That's right.
So
add to the solution.
Yeah. Don't add to the problem. Well, this is Rusty, so I'm sure this is going to sound like crap, and I haven't really put this in the order that I normally do, but I'm just really trying to get this done. So as I'm sitting here in the Larry King Memorial News Studio, I'm going to be doing some Neo's listener submitted news in no particular order, just the order that it came in. The first one here is going to come from Poster Wielder. Oh, wow. It's anniversary time. Oh, guess who's turning 10 on November 27th, Soul Bro?
Oh my God! Could it be our favorite new Transformers character, Squeaks?
Well, if he's new, he wouldn't be 10 years old.
Hey man, he's a youngin. He's just getting broken in.
Oh, he's 10 years in Transformer years.
Yes, that's right. He's still nubile.
Okay, all right.
But so, no, who would it be? Who is
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. In October, it'll be 10 years old, but there's going to be an event on November 27th. Actually, Code Geass La Lucha of the Rebellion premiered in October 2006. And they're going to be doing a 10th anniversary special event at the Mahami Amphitheater in Chiba on November 27th. And it's going to be followed by, and of course, it was followed by the R2 anime in 2008 and several spin-off mangas, and most recently one of Chris's favorite animes, Aikido the Exiled.
Oh boy!
So, and it says here, and this is a courtesy of the Anime News Network. Code Geass Aikido the Exile will get its U.S. premiere at the OtakuCon in Maryland on Sunday, August 14th. Oh, well, that's in the past, so that doesn't mean anything at this point. So if you went there, then it was great. I'm sure you can see. So I'm sure people put up a pirated video up on the internet.
Oh Lord!
on internet to do this. So thank you, Mr. Wielder. And Mr. Wielder comes back with more stuff coming once again from the Anime News Network. And there's going to be director Gori Taniguchi, who's responsible for such hits as Infinite Revias and Code Geass, is working on a new original anime project called IDO, or it looks like ID0, alongside character designer Range Murata, who did the stuff in Last Exile, and series composition writer Yosuke Kuroda, who is responsible for Mobile Suit Gundam 00.
Oh, shoot.
The subtitle, A Boy and His Gundam.
There you go.
And So
The boy who became Gundam.
yeah, boy who became Gundam. So yeah, they actually got the link here, and there was a teaser trailer that was put up. It was a 100-second teaser trailer announcing the main staff and, of course, the song. What anime doesn't have an image song at this point? And it's based on a traditional. The song is based on a traditional song originating in the Sea of Japan coastline of Hokkaido, and originally it was sung by herring fishermen. But I'm sure they'll probably have some cute idol singing that. I don't think you want a bunch of old grizzled, smelly fisher guys doing that. So thank you, Mr. Wielder, for your submission. Ooh, Soul Bro, hit the alert. Hit the alert.
Oh shit.
These are the things that I like to hear. Hit the alert. Yep.
Oh, here we go.
First one back. This is our official survey news alert. Yes, the first one that I've been back. And this is coming from Mr. Philly Gundam fan. And he's got a link here to Variety.com. That's the thing where they do all about the movies and the stuff. Mm-hmm. And this is some unfortunate news, but it is some good news still the same, because the fact that they're pushing something back means that they still have hope to do this. So this is the way I'm looking at this. I'm using the spin here to kind of figure this. But it says here, the next installment of the classic, critically well-received, audience favorite Bad Boys franchise created by and directed by himself, Sir Michael Bay. Looks like the release date for the third installment's being pushed back from June 2nd, 2017. That meant that was less than a year away.
Oh yeah.
How awesome would that have been? I mean, that would have been amazing. But it's been pushed back to January 12th, 2018. So that's not too bad. So about 6 months. So, and it's received an official title called Bad Boys for Life. Mm-hmm. So,
which is funny because they intend on making a Bad Boys 4 also. And it's like, why are you going to name this Bad Boys for Life? You should save that for the fourth one.
You should save that for the final one. Yeah, I mean,
you should call Bad Boys 3 the hard way.
Yeah. And then what you do is you reboot it, and you have Marcus's kid now as his role, and then one of Mike Lowry's illegitimate sons being his, so they'll just reboot it. So you're never going to get rid of Burnett and Lowry. So they're always going to be screwing up stuff there in Miami. So
you don't think they're too old for this shit yet?
No, if their kids reboot it, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I forget that.
No, they're not. But I mean, Danny Glover he was going to retire. What? How many movies? 3, 4 movies? 3 movies he wanted to retire. Like the 4th one, I think he said. He just kept on because he knew he wasn't going to retire.
Yeah.
He's just that guy that people will work with. That person, they're always talking about how they're going to retire, and then they hit retirement age, and they don't retire. So
never leave it.
Thank you, Mr. Philly Gundam fan, for that survey news alert. And the next article comes from Mr. Philly Gundam fan, and he talks about Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2 world premiere. It's going to be in Atlanta. Going to be at Anime Weekend Atlanta, which I talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So that's some exciting stuff. Sure, we'll get to see all the pirated cell phone video.
Oh Lord!
Shortly afterwards. Man, Mr. Philly Gundam fan is so busy. Did another one here.
Oh geez.
Oh wow, this is some good news. It's coming from Right Stuff, and it's courtesy of the Anime News Network. Mm-hmm. And it looks like another classic series is going to get some Blu-ray treat.
Oh. I think we lost Neo. Waiting for Skype to right itself. Come on, Skype. Don't do us dirty like this, Skype. Come on, Skype. I hate you, Skype. I hate you so much. Let me call Neo back. Let's see here. Getting him. Hopefully it's ringing. Yo, we get to see the live disconnect on Skype. Yes! Yes! Will we have an episode tonight? That will be the question. Oh my God. Come on, Skype. What are you doing? Cyber Flavor X says, people still use Skype? Unfortunately, yes. Yes, they do. Oh man! But shout out to everybody who's watching the stream. Phantom Killer says, "F is it?" Amani says, "Skype is dead to me for me, so I just use Discord." Yeah, I think we should transition to Discord too. We've actually been using Discord for a while now, on our gaming streams. Okay, here he's back.
Yeah, it's Skype, man. What's going on?
Attack of Skype. Don't worry, we're back. We're back. Go ahead and start that story
so I was
over.
saying, Turn A Gundam is going to be coming to the U.S. on Blu-ray in early 2017.
Oh man, you must really be rusty, man. You didn't do it. You didn't do.
Oh, I did. I
oh no, we missed it.
Gundam.
There you go.
You get to watch Century Color and all its Blu-ray magic. I hope they redo the audio so it's even louder and drives Solbro even crazier.
Oh, gross.
It is the better of the entrance songs.
It's the worst.
The Gundam fan says also Right Stuff's going to be releasing. What do you put here? 0080 Bernie's Lament scratched out War in a Pocket will be pushed back to early 2017. Actually, Solbro, that does bring up a good point.
What's that?
When are you remastering Bernie's Lament?
One of these years, as a never. I think it's.
If we had an industrious listener out there that knows how to upscale stuff, would you give them a copy of the original source material to give it its rightful Blu-ray treatment?
For Bernie's Lament, well, I'd probably widescreen it is what I would do, and I would say I would pull it.
I think it needs to be touched up.
Yeah, the source materials for it is like 320. Whatever, a low resolution piece. So there's really, you could grab it off of YouTube and it would still be it'd be the same quality as what I have.
How about this, Solbro? Have you thought about getting War in the Pocket in Blu-ray, and then it's just DVD release? Oh, they're not doing it in Blu-ray.
Yo, shout out to Robert Mallard. He says, "Don't Lucas Bernie's Lament."
Oh, you're gonna redo it? No, you can't do that.
Bernie's re-lament. Yo, Yazzie.
How are you going to do that?
Man.
Christina shot first or something?
Yes, there you go. We revised it. Said people demanded Bernie's Lament last night. Show had a stream last night, and I was actually throwing in some of my AMVs into the music request, and it reached its limit because everybody else was already putting in songs. So the last song I was going to put in was Bernie's, and I couldn't because the limit was reached, and I had to go to bed. So I was like, well, that's unfortunate. But that was going to be the punchline to the joke. But oh well. But I do have other AMVs out there, guys. Bernie's Lament is not the only one I did. So,
well, I would say whoever's in the YouTube chat, why don't you put a direct link in the YouTube chat so everybody can check out?
Oh Lord,
world famous Bernie's Lament. 'Cause we need to get it to 1 million views. Can you imagine that you become a YouTube star based on Bernie's Lament?
Mm-hmm.
That would be hilarious.
Show says he got his page flagged for questionable content because somebody requested the Bernie's Lament video. Yo, terrible.
Oh man, that's funny.
The worst.
And last little bit of this news is going to be Namzumi Entertainment's going to release Martian successor Nadesco on Blu-ray in 2017, a complete collection containing the 26-episode TV series as well as the motion picture Prince of Darkness. That's the only only way they're going to get people that have that in their possession. Prince of Darkness is give that shit away for free. Oh, and you're also going to receive the Geki Ganger 3 video anime. So, and that's going to include both English, Japanese audio, English subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
There you go, man.
You don't have that in the Desco, and you really want to see that Prince of Darkness because, man, talk about a pile of shite. But,
oh man, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Phantom Killer asks, yo, whatever happened to your live stream on Iron Blooded Orphans? My commentary stream, those things disappear after 30 days, according to the website. So if you guys ever want to check out an archive or any kind of commentary I do over on the live stream channel that we have, you guys got to definitely jump on that because it's gone. Unless you have a paid account, which costs hundreds of dollars, that mess is gone in 30 days. I'm sorry, guys. My bad, but you can at least watch it on official means, and I encourage people to do so. So go for it.
So those things disappear from internet?
Yeah, they drop off unless
Man.
unless I take the time to archive it somewhere. But that's a conversation for a different day.
Okay.
I'll keep you guys up to date on any kind of archives. But thanks for asking. And
Oh wow! And the last poster here, and hadn't seen him in a while, and it wouldn't be a news section without him because he's the most evil of all the Australians.
Oh,
Mr. Vent Noir.
yes.
And he's just got a link here talking about something we're going to be talking about tonight. Gundam Build Fighters try Island Wars to stream with English subtitles on August 21st. So that's kind of old news, but then those that haven't heard, now you do. Coming from the Anime News Network, and it's going to be available, I think, on Gundam.info.
Uh-huh. And on the official YouTube channel for Gundam.info, which is youtube.com/GundamInfo, for those who want to find it quickly.
All right. So that's the news, Soul Bro.
Cool. Well, we actually have one more story.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
You got it.
Oh, I forgot. There was breaking news.
Normally
we go to our on-site reporter, Chris Guanche, but he's not available. So we're going to go to kind of the guy that picks up the cables. Soul Bro, right?
Yo, the roadie?
Rhodey's being kind of optimistic.
Oh, wow, you're funny.
Yeah.
Well, this news broke this week. Apparently, Transformers 5 set photos confirm King Arthur's storyline. And it goes...
Once the Arthurian legend is going to be going on again, so you can pontificate about that.
The Arthurian legend was speculated this week and almost confirmed. The BBC recently ran a report that actors, and this is coming from movieweb.com, shout outs to them. The BBC recently ran a report that actors from the movie have been spotted filming on the Scottish Isle of Skye. While that isn't all that big of a deal on its own, the photos that report included were pretty telling. Photos show actors on horseback in traditional medieval gear. This seems to point to, as the title The Last Night sort of implies, that the movie will connect the Transformers lore to the time period of King Arthur, which has been a long-standing rumor that hasn't had much evidence to support it until now. Just to make a long story short, basically, what happened was it was revealed this week that Optimus Prime actually goes to Cybertron only to find it in ruins, and he discovers he needs an artifact that was actually wielded by Merlin back in the day in order to help restore Cybertron. So that's the hook of the movie. The Last Night refers to possibly Prime himself. So Hot Rod is also in this movie that we learned also this week as well. So for those who are Hot Rod haters, I recently became a Hot Rod enthusiast thanks to More Than Meets the Eye, the comic. But if you still have salty about him from Transformers the movie, you have every right to be.
Get over that. That movie's 30 years old.
Oh my God, yeah. Just this summer.
Yeah, so get over it.
There you go. Yo, so you gotta let it go, man. He made a mistake. But anyway,
like nobody else has ever made mistakes.
No, never. But back to you, Neo.
All right. Well, that's some good stuff there. Transformers.
Woo-hoo.
Once again, directed by Sir Michael Bay. It's going to be a good one, I bet. I mean, they're going back in time, the Arthurian legend. But I do want to say one thing still, bro. How badly did you want to take a screen capture of that story that you had up and cross out Transformers 5 and put Saji Crossroad? How badly did you want to do that?
Yo, the legend came up in ways I never expected. Yo,
yeah.
Saji Crossroads spotted on the set of Transformers 5. Film at 11.
So
granted, the Transformers movies are dumb popcorn fun. I've taken the piss out of it enough times, I guess, but I certainly hope this movie's a cut above the rest. It looks like it's got a lot going for it, and I do like the fact that they are incorporating the Arthurian lore. I know that it may seem off. It may seem odd, but I've always liked those stories, and I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. Since that writers' room just got started, and you got a bunch of new writers on this movie, I just hope that Michael Bay can actually enhance the writing and hopefully put out a really good material there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It depends on the writers a lot of times, man.
Oh boy,
you can have the best director in the world and. Writers suck. They suck.
Exactly. Yo, shout out to the newbies. He said it's not gonna be better, Soul Bro.
But you know what? He says that, but he'll be there. He'll be there opening night watching it.
We'll all be. I know I have to be because we're reviewing
Every
it for
one
the
of you
fucking show.
bastards and badmouth it. You'll be the ones there. I don't even go to those things on release night because it's too much of a hassle.
No,
but everybody that craps on him is there that night.
No, you said you wait to watch it with Putin in his private screening room. Yo, those Russian secret screenings, man. I know you enjoy them. I know you do. And Skype, you piece of shit. I hate you, Skype. I hate you so much. Don't do this to us. We're trying to have a show tonight. Please, we're going to have a really quick episode because Skype is being a bitch. I hate you, Skype. I just do. All right, let's see here. Imani says, I hope they make. I know. So Phantom Killer says, I hope they make a good Beast Wars movie. Anubis said, hey, I didn't go to Transformers 4. Show said, I'll watch in China. Yes. Yo, Yazi says, just use Discord. You know what? Let's do it. Hang on a second. Let's go to Discord. Let's go. Okay, he's calling me back.
Okay.
Hey, there you go. Cool.
All right.
You wanna switch to Discord?
Yeah, I guess we should because this just doesn't seem very stable.
Give me a second. I'm gonna send you an invite to a private lobby that I have in Discord for these purposes. So I'm just pulling it up now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that will work because
let's see here.
It's definitely Skype because everything else that I have on is working fine. So
okay, Discord seems to be updating. Let's see if it actually loads. Checking for updates. Man, all this behind the scenes shit going on live. Yo, we used to have smooth shows. What happened? Skype, you piece of shit. I fucking
exactly.
I hate Skype so much. All right, I'm gonna send you in the Skype chat. I'm gonna send you this invite. You click on that link. It'll open up Discord for you. And
bye Skype.
Bye Skype. We're retiring you for now. There you go. If it opens it up in your browser, close out of the browser and then open up the program.
Well, I have it in the I have the program. I have the app open.
Yeah, the app open. Okay, cool. Hopefully,
so what do I do with this?
Click on that link. It should add over on the left. It should add a red icon of the Shinjuku logo. And if you see that on the left of your thing,
okay, I got it.
Click on that, and then meet me over in commentaries.
Okay.
And bam! All right, we're getting the fuck out of this. Let's close out of this Skype shit.
There we go.
Hey, yes.
All right.
Cool. It sounds a little wonky, but it'll do.
It'll back up. I think it'll get better.
Yeah, so. That's okay. Well, it's better than Skype is doing right now. There we go, guys. You got to see the nuts and the bolts, guys. Good shit. Yeah. Yes. Yo, Phantom Killer says, blame the Federation. And Show said, I stopped being smooth months ago. All right. So, real quick, now that the news has come to a close, I wanted to remind you guys to make sure to check out MAHQ.net, the Mecha and Anime headquarters where all the magic happens. Make sure to go there, support them, turn off those ad blockers, and go there and check out all the reviews and all the great animes that they've reviewed from Mecha Anime and whatnot. Also, check out all the line art and all the different tech specs for your favorite mecha. MechaTalk.net is the official forums for MAHQ.net. Go there, register, and whatnot. You guys know all the other websites. I'll go into those at the end of the show. But that's it. I guess we should jump into our subject for tonight, which is our review of the special for Build Fighters Try, man. Island Wars. Guys,
Island Wars.
Wars. And in this episode, there's not much to it, really. Island Wars was a special that just released on the internet over on the Gundam info station. As you guys know, you can find it on YouTube and on the website gundam.info. Basically, it's a special where the main characters, the Tri-Team, end up going to a island resort. Two of them go because they're gonna go test mobile suits, or they're gonna test a new program. A new emulator battle system. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
And the third one is there because of his own devious ways, trying to be the Cabana boy to his favorite idols. So Somehow they all meet up along with a lot of their rivals from the series, and they all go on an adventure together against the new system that just has gone out of control because of mysterious reasons. But before we talk more about it, I'll toss it over to you, Neo, to give your thoughts on the special for Island Wars. Man, what'd you think of it, sir?
Well, I mean, you can look at it two ways. It's
Mhm.
either an extended sandals commercial, or it's just an extended Gunpla commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking the latter. Yes, we see. It's pretty light on story. Nielsen's plasticky particles, the new ones they're working on, go crazy, and our heroes are trapped in this while it's going on. And the only way that you can combat it is what? Gunpla. Yeah. So they take a little plot point from the end of Tri Fighters, where everything went out of whack, and you were able to use your Gunpla outside of the battle arena.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they do. And then we find out an anime staple, Mysterious Girl.
Of course.
That was some interesting stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, light on story, good on humor, a lot of action. Little over 30 minutes, very enjoyable ride. Nice little thing of coming back and seeing the characters again that we came to know and love from the series. And some of the battle sequences, I didn't think they were anything spectacular. I thought they were well done, and they've always been pretty well done.
Mm-hmm.
The detailing and everything like that, but nothing really was off the wall or anything like that. It almost seemed like kind of an extended episode that was like a lost episode. But they, it really did. It really did feel like something they could put in anywhere in that storyline and just be like, okay, they took a break from the tournament and here you go. But not really much else that I can go into when it comes to anything other thoughts of other than I just enjoyed it. And that was about it. Just another way of entering into the world again.
Well, I thought it was a fun episode. I mean, I didn't expect it to have much weight, being that it was just a special that came after the series, kind of like a nice epilogue. But what I really enjoyed about it was that it tied in actually the first series with this in a lot of ways.
It did. Yeah.
The cool thing about the crystals going out of hand kind of gave us a run back to the finale of the first series, and even bring that up several times, which I thought was fantastic. The cool, of course,
the Tri Fighters series.
The Tri Fighters, yeah, the Tri Fighters. Well, oh yeah, that's right. But they referenced the ending of the first series because they mentioned the incident that happened 8 years prior, the original Build Fighter series. They the when the crystals go out of control, but when they all come together to fight that. One of the coolest aspects of this that whole fight scene is that when they when the big boss mech suit, I forget what it was, controlled by the little girl, the mysterious little girl. She utilized large scale super weapons as her weapons. The colony laser from Zeta Gundam. What was it? The ring? I forget what it was. Was it from
it's
F91? Yeah, Victory Gundam.
F91.
F91. They used that, and then they used it was the Ptolemaeus from Gundam 00. Yeah, and that was the third one. It's like, wow, way to utilize that, because you don't normally see large scale attacks like that in these fights, and it's because they took advantage of the whole crystal going out of control. They could do that.
It was the photon ring rays and celestial beam and the colony lasers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. And they were first confronted before they got to that with both the Psycho Gundams.
Yeah, that's right. Yo, my God, they had the sub boss,
the tag team of the Psycho Gundams.
It was out of control, and then they drop it. They dropped the colony.
Yes, dropped the colony.
Was that what was the name of that was it Belfast in Double Zeta? I was reminded of that scene because you can actually see the city as it's coming
Sydney,
down.
I think it was Sydney though.
Oh my gosh!
I think it was basically, and I believe that suit, I think, was a Scramble Gundam. So that's what the girl was using.
Yo, Imani says both Psycho Gundams was the best. Yo, is there not a problem that Seiji's fist can't solve?
Oh yeah, well, I mean everything is solved by physical violence.
That's right. Yo, the true answers of life.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see him just get enough juice to freaking punch a colony out of existence.
Yeah. Definitely something you want to see happen again.
It just,
but it can only be pulled off in that world.
Yeah, I think this special was for the creators. Oh, Sakai,
Yeah.
Yazi said you meant Sakai, not Seiji. Yo, I always get him mixed up. Yeah, Sakai, how his fist solves all problems, punching colonies out of existence. It was the best. Just to watch all these set pieces go come into play in this just made me feel like these are some ideas that were left over from the creative team and they didn't get to use them in the show, so they decided to put them in this just to have fun. And that's the vibe you get. I mean, really, it's really not big stakes in this, but they managed to have creative battles in this, and I could appreciate that. But I do want to talk about the girl, because that's probably the biggest tie-in to the previous series. The mysterious girl that Sakai runs into. I had my suspicions about her as soon as she showed up, because she looked a lot like Isla from the original Build Fighters. And seeing her, I was like, I wonder if she is actually from that mysterious colony. So at the end of the freaking episode, of course, it turns out they all freak out when she vanishes, but we all know better. We all know that she's actually from that space colony, and you get that little epilogue with her running to her mother, and it's Isla. I didn't think they were going to pan up. I thought they were going to be dicks about it, but they did, and they confirmed it was her and that she's her daughter. And that explains everything on how she can manipulate the crystal and how she has all these special powers, because I think it's probably latent powers from her mother, which I thought was really cool. Joseph says, Meat Bun Chronicles Mark II, next bun. Mao says her name was Ina. No, wait. Oh, no, Ina was from...
Isla, yeah, she's from the show. I don't know if they said the little kid's name, did they? I don't remember.
I don't think they ever did. I don't think she ever introduced herself.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember her saying anything. So.
Yeah, but it was cool to see her in that episode. It was a very nice love letter to the original series, because we've all wanted to see like more cameos from the original series in this. So we kind of got one indirectly, but then Isla shows up at the very end. So I really did appreciate that. But the hijinks were there. It was pretty much, I would say, a slightly above average episode of Build Fighters Try. And of course it was a little longer, as you pointed out. But I had a lot of fun with it. I watched it. It definitely made my workday go by, I'll tell you that. But it was cool to see the gang back together. It was awesome to see the Mark II Titans version of Hoshino, as a little Mecha Musume that my boy made.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was dope, and to see the new versions of the suits. I know some people weren't really vibing some of the new suits, but I did like the Zeta Strider. The lightning strider, I thought that was nice, and I do like the new design of Sakai's of Burning Gundam. I thought it was cool, but
it was really cool, and it's funny though too, because then like I just thought like the standout thing was the Psycho Gundams, because it's like, man, if only the Titans could have been that smart to get both of those things around at the same time, they actually could have maybe done something, because I know it's a silly model show and all that, but it did show you the power of those two things, and it was really kind of cool to see them together. But
exactly, it's just at the end of the day, I was happy that the show was back. I know, so a lot of people, and myself included, I didn't find it to be as compelling as I didn't find it to be as compelling as the original Build Fighters, but. That was the first taste, really.
One shot.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Try as a series.
Trials the
yeah.
series.
We didn't find it to be as compelling as Build Fighters, the original series, but I still think it's a worthy sequel. And a lot of times when you make a sequel, it's not as good as the first time. I do think that I do look forward to a new series if they ever decide to do one, and maybe this OVA is kind of a wink or a nod towards the possibility of that. I'm not sure, but
You liked the Giants a lot. That was actually kind of cool.
that was a nice name.
Yeah, the Giants a lot. And actually, the suit was pretty cool. I mean, I've never been a big fan of that suit. It's always seemed so out of place in Mobile Suit Gundam. I mean, and that comes from stuff like the Juweg and all that there too. But I mean, the Gion's always been so. It's just been such a bizarre because it's just like a large suit of armor. And but yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I was like, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a very nice design. It's probably the best design out of all the Gions she's had. To be honest, I like that design quite a bit. A lot of people, y'all are going in on the fan service that was in this episode. I can't look at these ladies. I'm sorry, I can't look at the youngins with any kind of I'd say. I can't look forward to seeing old Rinko with the two piece on. I mean, she's thick, but that's not Rinko. I'm sorry, Rinko was Sei's mother. What's homegirl's name? The pilot of the Gion. Gyanko, thank you. God, I'm an idiot. Yeah, she's kind of young, guys. She's kind of young. But yeah,
they all are.
Yeah, they are. Except for what's his Sei, the main character's sister, Sakai's sister. I am so dead set on calling him Seiji or Reiji or whatever. It's terrible.
Reiji.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's been a while.
Sakai.
You
had 25 episodes to learn that.
Plus, hey, man, it's
26 now.
26 exactly. I'm a little off today, guys. I'm sorry, but we do have some tweets here from some people who wanted to remark on the OVA for Island Wars, and go ahead and pull these up here. The first one is actually from our boy Flame X, and Flame X says, I didn't realize Island Wars was set to only a single episode OVA, which is kind of a bummer. Oh wow, it does give you the idea that it may be more than just one episode, right? Because it's Wars. But I guess it just turned out to be just a one and done.
Really? That you read into that deeply? By Wars?
When I initially heard the news, yeah, when they announced it a couple months ago, I thought it might have been like an OVA series.
They're just going to go through South Pacific Islands holding battles.
That's right, they're gonna go right to the shit. It's gonna be the recreation of the Pacific, but with Gunpla.
Actually, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of glad. I mean, I think something like that would kind of get old. Because then you might as well just do another series, and you know what I'm saying. So because in the end, it's still going to be, you got to get to the tournament, and you're going to be playing in the tournament. So it's a one shot like this. I think makes more sense. I mean, they might do other stuff, but who knows? Yeah,
this may not be the only one. Depending on how well this goes, we may see more in the long run. So who knows?
Well, if those model sales go up, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's all that matters.
That's all they want. But shout outs to Flame X. Thank you very much for that tweet. Next up is a tweet from Dalo, and Dalo writes, "I was happy to see Isla at the end. Just knowing that Reiji and Isla were happy together was a nice end to the series." Also writes, "Now that they showed Sei." Now, if they showed Sei and we saw how happy he was, that would have been perfect grade. I miss this series. It's very special. Yo, Dalo, that was quite heartwarming, sir. If anything, thank you for the tweet. I wish that Sei would show back up again, but I can understand their hesitance to show him only because it may take away from the new characters, but maybe in a third series, if they come out with one, maybe he'll have the chance to come back at least in a cameo.
Maybe he's a bitter drunk now.
Yes,
and all these other people, give you that real world sense.
Now you're talking.
You feel like draw him like a Universal Century character, and he's just all beaten and disenfranchised with Gunpla, Gunpla battle and stuff like that.
He could be the new Dennis, man.
He doesn't get his proper due. It's like I did all that. And I never really got anything out of it. I got accolades, but that didn't pay the mortgage.
Yep.
You know,
That's right. That Wild Turkey sponsorship got out of hand.
Yeah, just make them old and crusty.
Yeah.
So all the UC fans would love it.
Salty and just mean. Just mean.
Yeah.
Yes. But thank you very much, Dalo. I appreciate the tweets. Next, Austin says, shout outs to Austin. He says, with Island Wars release, do you think that that's it for Build Fighters, or will Sunrise keep going with this series? I think it's gonna keep going. I think they're gonna probably do another series sometime down the road. Honestly, that's my thoughts
Different
on it.
kids, though.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I think Build Fighters might be a franchise, but it'll be like different kids, which would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to see all the same kids all the time, because I mean, the first season you had it where it was basically one-on-one battle, and then the thing I always liked about Tri Fighters was it was a team.
Mhm.
You had to work as a team and you had to win as a team, and I thought that was really, really kind of cool about it.
Yeah,
I don't know what the next thing they could do. I mean, I'm sure there's some other things they could definitely do, but that's the way I kind of would see it. I kind of would hope that it goes that way. Doesn't mean it will.
I hope there's another 8-year jump. I hope that it's generational. Yeah. This one seemed to be the previous there was the one generation, then we had the next, and I hope we get the third generation. And if they jump another 8 years, I won't be mad at them. That means the characters from the first series will be middle-aged, but that's all right. That's how old I am now, so I'll relate to them quite a bit. Yo, Nils Nilsson at 40. Let's go.
Old and crusty.
Yes, sir. No Name, shout outs to No Name on Twitter. He writes, oh, and why did Superior Kaiser come out of nowhere? Yo, that was a badass version of of the burning. I got a little bit of a Golden Nadesco vibe from it when I first saw it. It was pretty cool looking, man. And it definitely kicks the ass, man. It's the most OP suit, man. They should have saved that shit for nationals, man.
That was the. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to be doing.
They're supposed to be doing, but they had to go and spoil it. Now their opponents know all their tricks, man. Messed up, man. That tech is ruined. But shout outs to No Name. Thank you very much for that. And let's see if there's anything else for at least this. Oh, one last tweet, and this one's from Yazi. He writes here, which mech did the Flaming Bird attack better? Cybuster, Build Burning, Sakai Burning Gundam, or King Jader? Well, the answer to that is King fucking Jader.
Or what about the Phoenix from Gotcha Man?
Oh shit!
Probably the originator of the stupid thing.
I may have to fix my face. I may have to go with Gotcha.
Because I mean, as soon as I saw that, I'm thinking Gotcha Man or Battle of the Plan, what was known here, G-Force, whatever it was called. But
19 different names.
That was the final thing of the Phoenix.
Yeah, I would have to.
Which is still a cool ship. It's a little dated looking, but I do like the retro look of it. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's exactly what I thought of it. I mean, you think of those shows too, but I really thought of Gotcha Man.
There you go. Gotcha Man, then King Jader, then I would give the nod to Sakai. I would give the nod to Sakai. It'll never stop. But before we move on to your Double O review, what would you rate?
Double O?
Sorry, not Double O, but Iron Blooded Orphans review. We were talking about Double O earlier. I am all over the map.
Double O?
Yo, it's hard to run the stream and keep the conversation going sometimes. But before we move on to Iron Blooded Orphans, sir, what would you rate this special for Island Wars for Gundam Build Fighters Try?
I would give this 3.5 out of 5 industrial accidents. Well, that's what it was.
There you go.
I mean, the Nils Labs is going to have to get a lot of retrofitting to repair all that damage.
How they gonna keep?
Place is messed up.
How they gonna keep that off the books? Like he said, if someone got hurt, I would have to report it. But since no one did, yo, for real?
Black budget, man.
How many billions did they just lose?
You want to do an audit on Nielsen Labs?
Yo, oh my God, yo, his wife is gonna get in that ass. Is what's gonna happen.
Well, maybe. I mean, Sometimes companies do the stuff off the books, man.
Yeah, sometimes, man.
So
Yeah,
they
sure.
do that, and he's so rich. I mean, you would think he's got to be like the Bill Gates of the build fighters world at this point, because he's the man that controls what the people want. The Plasky particle, son.
Yes,
The
sir.
Plasky particle. He's the Plasky man.
The-
He is the Plasky man. I'll give you a little taste, and after that, you're just buying Gunpla left and right. Look how much all these people wanted to do build fighters, and their first thing to do to solve anything is got to go to find a battle arena. I mean, that's the world that you live in, man. That's the world that they live in there.
Yo, they got the monopoly on lock, man. There you go. For me, I would actually rate it a little higher than that. I would give it 4 colony punches out of 5. That's what I would do. Because that shit blew me up. No, I thought I didn't expect much from it, and I got more than what I expected. So,
That's good.
if anything, I had a lot of fun with it, and it's enjoyable. If you enjoyed the original series, or you enjoyed any Build Fighters, I definitely encourage anybody to go and check it out for free online over at the YouTube channel or over at Gundam.info. And now
And then buy all the models with
yes,
money.
yes,
Because that's why it's probably offered for free, because you need to keep that model business going.
that's right. 4chan is right. Bandai pays us.
But Bandai don't pay us.
I
Man.
wish they did.
Bandai's a drug dealer, man. It gives you that free Gundam anime, but then it entices you with all these cool little mechs that Oh, by the way, here's a quick little 15-second interlude. Oh, what you just saw, it comes in a 1/100. So that's the thing. But all right.
Absolutely.
And anything else about
Nah.
Fighters Try Island Wars, or just Island War?
Yeah, pretty much Island War. No, that's it, man. Let's go ahead and take it over to Iron Blooded Orphans season 1 with Neo's views on the show. Being that you pretty much didn't get to review most of it with us, overall, like, what sticks out in the series to you?
A long, arduous journey of going through the turbines to the brewers. Way too long.
You think so?
Yeah. Could have been condensed down. I mean, there were some parts, it just, I don't know what, it was just nothing going on. It was just, and it was just getting to be, sometimes too much is too much. And, and it's a situation of, they could have just tightened that up a little bit. I think there's some more stuff they could have done. They could have expanded kind of the, at the end when we have the whole thing with what's his face, McGillis, and some of his deception, and maybe show us a little bit more of the actual corruption going on within what is it, Gallarhorn?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it could have been tightened up, and that to me really stood out, and it just because that's one of those situations where it went out pretty well, and it started off pretty well, but then you get this arc that just is running a little too long, and you're getting those flashbacks of previous Gundams where it's like, oh no, I hope that why are they doing this, and I hope this works, but it saves itself. I mean, it doesn't go down the rabbit hole too much, but that was to me one of the really big issues. The other one was kind of some of the antagonists could have been like that Carta and that other idiot. What was the other guy's name? Oh God.
Describe him for me.
That other guy that was with her or something, Carta. They just, I don't know. They were just kind of goofuses. Like, I thought with Gallarhorn you'd have a little bit better pilots, a little bit more, a little bit more competent. I mean, those guys, they just got kind of murked, man.
How'd you feel about her ass whipping though? When
Yeah,
when
I
Mika
mean,
tore her apart when she was trying to bring rules to the battlefield, and he said, "Fuck you."
well, and that's basically part of my problem is, I get sometimes, and this is something that's in a lot of Japanese anime, and I think it goes back to the culture of the samurai and stuff, where you do the honorable thing and you don't sneak attack and you don't do this, and you fight with honor and you don't do anything. But sometimes when it's like in a situation like this, really, Gallahorn, are you really going to have people like this?
Hmm.
You got these insurgents, basically. You got this group of kids that are trying to change the political dynamic by delivering these people into the parliament to get reelected and stuff. And you got these goofballs who are saying, "Oh, you, I come up to your train, and you should wait, and we should sit there and say battle commence, and then we will fight honorably, and if there's a point where it looks like I'm going to be taking advantage of you, I have to hold up and let you regroup." That's just stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
that to me is it's just, and it does. And yes, the ass whipping was funny because you get to see this stupid weird lady get beat up, but the fact that like these are your final, these are the best that they have to try to stop these guys, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, but I mean, you see, she got there because of her status. Is not,
I
she,
get that.
Yeah.
I get that, but still, I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hmm.
I mean, that you would be all like that. I mean, I don't know. Just give us somebody that's competent.
Yeah.
I get that she got there because of her status and things like that, but there's a lot of people that, they could have just sat there and said, "Okay, I got here because of my status. I'm able to get the best suit and do what I need to do, but I'm not just going to sit there and be like, be shocked because I'm sitting there standing around talking nonsense, and then this guy that has shown on multiple times he ain't down with that. He's just gonna, when he sees it, he goes in and kills. I mean, doesn't they watch film? Don't they have anything going on? I mean, come on. So that stood out.
Someone.
The cold-heartedness of Mika
Hmm.
stood out a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of Setsuna in him. Those guys are kind of kin, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think so too. Anubis points out.
Very traumatized by their upbringings.
Yeah. Anubis says, I thought Gallahorn's trying to stick to the rules was good at emphasizing how out of touch they were. That's a very good observation, because they were very much out of touch. And her doing that and not thinking that that this guy would go off the rails like he did is definitely foolish of that organization and her.
I get it though, but
Mm-hmm.
my point is I get it in episode 2,
Mm-hmm.
but not in episode 22 or whatever it was, 23 or 24 or something like that.
And she should have known who she was dealing with at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people got killed? And then they took Ayn.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant, what was it? Lieutenant, the guy he's trying to avenge. I mean, that's a little crazy too. Like, I get that you want to, God, what the hell was that guy's name? Lieutenant. He kept saying it all the time. The lieutenant.
You're talking about Crank? Crank?
Lieutenant Crank.
Correct me.
He's trying to. I mean, it's like, okay, dude, we get it. I mean, it's almost like a really unhealthy obsession, and I get that this guy, he was their best and first opportunity to create RoboCop or or RoboMech and do all that stuff, but once again, it just comes down to it's like you might want to put somebody a little more stable than just somebody who's always. I mean, I get that you're going to be pissed about your commanding officer being killed and things like that, but it was just a weird obsession. Like, and Crank was kind of an idiot himself.
Yeah.
So he kind of got killed because he was a dipshit.
Yeah, he was he's another out of touch cat that thought he could try to thought he could use his age to I wouldn't say lord, but to to talk to these kids,
Yeah.
which he had sympathy for, but he didn't realize where these kids came from. These kids are like are survivors of like the worst shit, and they don't give a damn about any kind of like, look, I know you think we're kids and we shouldn't be fighting you, but we're fighting for survival. So if you don't want to get out of our way, we won't hesitate to shoot your ass.
But at least with him, that happened early in the series.
Yeah.
And he's an older guy, and you can tell he was done with fighting. You know, he kind of reminded me a little bit of the bear from Double O, Sergey. You know, where he was kind of the same way, where he was he was just done with fighting. He's like, I want to just try to see. Your kids are young. If you keep going down this path, you're going to end up like me, a broken, man. And
Exactly.
I get that. But like Carta, episode 23, 24, when you're doing this dumb jump, no. I mean, sorry. There's a long list of freaking memorials for guys that thought they could sit here and put these kids in some type of fight with rules and regulations and stuff like that. It just doesn't work, man.
They lived outside of the organization lives outside of reality, and they don't even realize the harm that they're doing. That was just why I enjoyed McGillis's character so much and what he ends up doing. What were your thoughts on his big?
And you know what? I actually thought that was cool. Like when he did all that stuff, I was like, wow. I mean, that's a betrayal. That's a betrayal. Rivaling fucking Garma and Shar.
Yeah.
I mean, the shit that he does, it's like, whoa. And he made sense. I got what he was doing, and you could tell with him that he's trying to manipulate things from behind the scenes, but he's still ready to. He's not going to fight in this like box where you got to have all this type of honor and all this other stuff. No, he didn't give a shit, man. And he did stuff that he marries that little girl. I mean, my God, the guy's getting made fun of and all this stuff, and it's like, that's you got to kind of respect it. I mean, he's a dick, but you got to kind of respect the way that dude did it, and that was a good part of the show. I think a really good part of the show.
I've got a question for you then in relation to what happened between him and his boy, Mr. Chocolate.
Yeah.
Do you think Galeo is still alive, or you think he got murked in that particular fight at the end when he after McGillis monologued to him and told him exactly, look, it's like, I consider you a friend, but I gotta kill you.
I think so. I think he's done.
You think he's done? So does Chris.
Yeah.
Chris thinks I'm nuts for thinking he's still around, but it's like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I know it wasn't definitive, but it looked pretty close to it. I mean,
I think Ein is finished. I think he's done. But
they just powered him down.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's all they had to do.
Yeah, just wait for that battery to go out. Which, once again, if you're going to create these machines, why don't you have a kill switch on this?
Yeah,
they go crazy.
That's true.
I don't understand that. You have all this other fantastical equipment, yet you don't have a kill switch when this thing goes bonkers. I mean, because I really see this show as like a Double O, where it was heavy with the realism. I mean, it was heavy with. It didn't seem that far out of our time as of right now. I mean, yes, mobile suits and all that, but even then, I mean, it would have, the machines are not. The mobile workers aren't that much more fantastical. Yes, the Gundams are, but they come from a different time, and it almost has that kind of little, like, they almost had like a little Turn A episode happening there, because what is the Calamity War starts 300 years prior, and the Gundams were part of the Calamity War, and then they're really not, that technology is really not around anymore because Gjallarhorn's taking care of it, but still you would think that some of that information would get out.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And another thing I would love, I would have I thought if we got a little bit more about the Calamity War, I thought that might be something good. Maybe they'll do a side story or something like that.
That would make a pretty cool OVA just to
Yeah.
see just the overall, like, maybe
like
short
see
and
the
dirty version.
Barbados fighting or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool, like the original pilot of that suit, you know. So
Absolutely. Yo, shout out to
I know the one writing or the one thing you'd want me to sit there and say that really stood out, but
yeah.
it didn't, because it was kind of predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had, for about 3 episodes, death was written all over him.
Mm-hmm.
Was the death of old Biscuit there?
Yeah, man, that hurt.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. I didn't think it hurt that much.
Oh man.
Nah, his heart wasn't in it, man.
Yeah, and which I enjoyed that he actually defied Olga, because for the most part everybody was on board with this whole campaign, and then when the shit started to get real and they had a chance to kind of pull out, I couldn't argue against his reasoning, because at that point in time, they stood to lose a lot of their own, kids, and they were a family at that point. So as much as I wanted to see the mission continue, I felt I was pretty much on both their sides, just like Civil War. And then, of course, he gets murked at the end of that 2-parter, and it's like, man, you could see it coming from the start of the episode to the end. It was obvious as hell.
No, I knew he was dead the moment that he went against Orga.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was, because I'm like, unless he leaves, he's gonna die.
Yeah,
because he just had, this is gonna be the unifying death. I mean, he was Mr. Unifying Death, and yes, it was noble of him in the end, his friendship and and all that. That's what made him do what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't shocking to me. It wasn't really shocking.
Yeah, it wasn't shocking at all.
I mean, I didn't dance up and ground, but I was just like, okay. One of these guys had to go anyways, and you knew it was him, from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So, the only thing now is, are they going to show where they have to tell Cookie and Cracker that this guy's dead?
Oh man,
that to me would be probably more heart-wrenching than his death. Actually,
I'm waiting to see if that actually will be part of more of an active part of the second season. Cookie and Cracker, since they got introduced, they're really the only family members of their family still alive, because their older brother got murked, and then Biscuit dies a few episodes later, and then Grandma. That's right. Let me fix my face. But
Grandma's still there.
How'd you feel about the bullshit that those Yup brought up earlier in the chat, that he thought it was BS that those people, the people on the Iron-Blooded Orphans lived, the girl pilots and of course the other pilots for the Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, for the amount of damage that they took, and we've seen it where people that didn't have such traumatizing damage to the cockpit. I mean, their cockpits were smashed, like smash, and we've seen it where people haven't even been smashed, and they got killed. Remember old boy that did it in the Tall Geese?
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't even scratch the thing, but he died of internal injuries because of all the G forces and stuff like that. But these people got smashed. So yeah, one of them's got to be dead. Maybe one of them survives, but they can't be in good condition. I mean, because I actually thought 2 of them were done. I thought the girl was done.
Yeah, I thought they were all done, because they made it look like it was curtains for them, man. Especially when one of the attacks came through the top of the cockpit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be smashed.
How do you get away? How do you survive that?
Yo, Yup says we saw them die, basically.
We did.
Yeah. And then they completely retconned that mess at the end. It's like, this is bullshit. Like, there needed to be some cost on their end. I know that Biscuit died, but that was before the final battle. Usually during final battles, there's at least a major death or two.
Some of the low-end kids went, and some nameless kids went. But yeah, they had to go. And not all. maybe not all three of them, but you know, at least two of them were done. I mean, I was like, that I was surprised about. I'm like, how the hell did they survive? And how the hell did you get them out of those cockpits so quickly? Because as messed up as those things were, I don't even know if you want to move those people. You need like emergency response or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was, yeah. I don't like it when these shows do that at times, and especially with Gundam, because you know, we don't need Zeta Gundam. You know,
No, it doesn't have to be that.
But there has to be a price paid, and sometimes there's not. We're retconning, or we're doing, you know, we're making it so convenient, like, oh, at the last minute they ejected or something like that, and it's just like, no, you can't have the winning side has to have some damage. And now I do like the fact that they gave Mika. I mean, his arm and his eye doesn't work unless he's plugged into the system. So there is something there, but those people should be dead. I mean, two of them should be dead, and the other one probably would be an amputee or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just really messed up.
Yo, Mal in the chat says, SBR, you can't be killing off Team Harem. You got to stop hating.
No.
Well, I mean, I agree with Yup. He said, I think both girls would have been too much, but at least one of them should have been gone. I agree, and I think some of the guys we got to know over the season should have been killed too. Shino, I like Shino a lot, but if he died, I wouldn't be too angry about it. I do think they kept them alive because season 2 might be a little bit more brutal than season 1, but
the one girl, I mean, like you said, on top of her, Ein went on top of her.
Oh yeah,
crushed the cockpit,
smashed,
and they made it look like, and they even made look like blood was coming out of the cockpit.
Yes, exactly, dude.
So you can't have, I mean, what is there, 8 pints or 8 liters or something like that, or of blood in your body? I think it's 8 liters. I'm trying to remember my anatomy physiology, but you know, you can't make it look like there's almost a body's worth of blood outside of the mobile suit, and she's good. and I mean, they just look like they got knocked out.
Yeah,
there wasn't anything in there, no lacerations. I mean, crushed body parts, or I mean, come on.
Yeah, even Amani brings up a good point. Even the double O season 1 had people die. Yeah, we lost Lock-On. We lost Lock-On straight up, and we lost those 2 kids. Yeah, we lost a Gundam pilot and them cats on the bridge. They died badly too. Holy shit! Yeah, it was.
I mean, and I'm not shitting on this show. But no. Well, you're not letting me finish.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not shitting on the show I'm about to say, but I think this is kind of the progenitor of this whole thing. The genesis of it is freaking Gundam Wing. Tro should have died.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was 00, or if that was like 20 years later, Tro was dead. But you got that was the thing of the convenient. Well, he's not really dead, and then we go the cycle. But yeah, that I didn't like, because you need. I know, yes, they had it tough. They're orphans and they're treated like space garbage and all this other crap. But you got to pay the price, man. And it looked like Galahorn paid too much of a price, and Tekadon and the turbines, they didn't pay enough.
Yeah, at least. I mean, we did lose some people along the way. We lost Fumitan, and she went out as predicted.
But we're characters like that. But in battle, I mean, these are warriors, so it's like we're losing a girl that was the freaking handmaiden.
Yeah,
and then warrior people that are going out and actually hitting it hard and looking like they're about to get killed are surviving. No.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Because you could create new characters.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to. And those girls and stuff, they weren't that interesting. I mean, they were okay, and they're fun, and they made them hot and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they're easily replaceable. I mean, and even a lot of those low-level orphans, they're easily replaceable. I mean, you're gonna have more orphans.
I mean, I liked what was her name? The girl with the pigtails. I think her name was Laughter. That was her name. I liked her. And then Ozzy was cool, but she really didn't have much of a presence to me in the show. But I mean, sometimes you could be surprised when the person that you like the most gets killed, while the person that you didn't get to know doesn't get killed, but you get to find out how they are later on. That would have been a nice twist. But
this is not the feminist Gundam.
no, not at all.
Because it's pretty much all men that fight.
Mm-hmm.
The women that do fight are either idiots or love starved.
Oh, come.
Yep.
Well,
and then they don't pay the equal price. If you're going to have them in battle, I mean, it's going to happen. I'm not abdicating killing women. I'm just saying, if you're in a final battle, a no holds barred thing, and you're putting men and women out there to risk their lives to fight, some of them are going to die.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, even with that said, though, I think the finale was executed quite well. Between the last two parts, I thought they did well. The only thing I didn't like was like the time jump. It was a slight time jump. The battle had already started when the two-parter began, but other than that, again
that brings up my point of cut down the turbine brewers thing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you cut that back, you're able to get half an episode or a full episode. Maybe you don't have to do the time jump.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing that a lot now with these final battles, especially even in the Gundams, where it used to be the final battles, you know, the buildup starts it's a 50 episode show. The buildup starts around episode 43, 44, and then it goes, and usually like your last two episodes are, you know, the final moments of the final battle. But here it was pretty quick, and it could have been fleshed out a little bit more, because we could have really seen because they mentioned, okay, Tekadun's getting you know, they're having they've lost people. We really didn't see the impact of it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once again, we didn't see what they're really paying. But enough of that. Orga,
man.
Sometimes I really didn't like him.
Right.
And sometimes he was okay. Way too indecisive sometimes, especially in the middle, where I get that he's in the part of he's in the role of the things that I say or the things that I have us do may get my friends killed.
Yeah.
But no one was really forcing him to do that. And, you know, it took him a while, but he really I think he needed to be a lot sooner knowing that, hey, this is the path we chose. These kids are going to die either way. I mean, and at least give them the opportunity to try to risk it for their freedom than, you know, what they were going through. So he was a little too wishy-washy to me a lot.
I mean, I think he faced a lot of hard situations that he had to make decisions on, and I think he burnt out eventually, especially after the death of Biscuit. You know, that hit him hard because Biscuit was his boy, man.
The big issue I have with him though is he has a lot of people that he can he can go to, and you know, he had the turbines, and he had the other freaking mafia boss guy. He had Mika, so it wasn't like he was doing this stuff all on his own. And I used to, and you know, some characters in the past where they're making these decisions, they're doing it because they have no one else to turn to, advice. Everybody was giving this guy advice. He was just, I don't know, you know, that was the thing that was kind of, and as it, you know, and the first part of the show, the first third of the show, yeah, it makes sense. But, you know, you would think towards the last third, you're still not going to have a lot of these issues. You know what I'm saying?
Well, once they hit the train, man, he was good. He was good. Like I didn't really see him faltering. I mean, granted, he had to make some decisions on the spot, and he decided to take charge in that Hummer to get to get Fudelia to
he's good there. But that middle third, it's like it's still way too much at times.
I was reminded of. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, but it's just that situation of like you're in it. you want the best for your guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know this is going to happen. It is going to hurt. I get that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never been in a situation where I've had to tell people to do things that might cost them their
Lives.
lives.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you do everything that you can minimize it. And what better way of losing it for their freedom and for fighting against corruption, the stuff that they were so adamantly against, than dying in frickin' Mars, you know, breaking rocks and doing mining and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, shout outs to Anubis. He says it was still his first job, Neo.
true.
I look at him though. He is kind of he has a counterpart in Bright, because Bright didn't always make the best decisions in the first season of Mobile Suit Gundam. He also got tried by the crew and they gave him shit, and then he eventually had he broke out in a fever and the pressure got to him and he eventually had to nut up and start making smarter decisions. But even Bright made mistakes back in the day.
Well, it's not even the mistakes. It's the fact of the torturing himself. At least with Bright, once he identified the people, specifically Mirai, who he could, confide in, and who is able to give him, unbiased direction, and really tell him what was going on, because he had that. The Orga had that with Biscuit, and for whatever reason, he and a lot of it too. Once they became part of the turbines and that whole group and stuff, he got a little big-headed, and and stuff like that, and he thought that they were unstoppable. And even though the guy from the turbines was telling him, look, shit's gonna go down, he just wasn't listening. So yeah, I mean, he's not horrible, but I would just wish that his comeuppance would have happened a little bit sooner, because even with Bright, Bright had made some bonehead moves in the beginning, but towards the end you really saw the flashes of or even in the middle you saw the flashes of brilliance with the guy. And then last part of the show, it's like, this is the man. So but yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't bad, but they could have tightened him up a lot more. And but yeah, other than that, I mean, the music, the pacing, the brutality of the melee combat, that was pretty interesting. I mean, you haven't seen it that brutal in a Gundam show. I mean, we've had some pretty brutal battle stuff, but nothing like that. I mean, a lot of that with the bodies just, I guess, exploding, getting crushed in these cockpits, and blood leaking out. I don't know if it's excessive. It might be a little excessive and maybe a little unrealistic. I don't know, but it really did prove the point. And like I said, it goes back to our argument earlier about those pilots that survived, because they sure in hell made it look like they got the same treatment. Yeah. And so it was pretty brutal.
Shout outs to Phantom Killer. He had mentioned in the chat earlier, I still don't get why Mika lied to Orga. I actually do. I do think that in that scene where Orga had asked Mika about what Biscuit said to him, he didn't tell him the truth because it would have destroyed his confidence. And that's the last thing they needed at the time. He needed to get Orga back on track. And really, the only person on that ship that could have done that at that time was Mika, because Mika was his rock. And Yup brought up earlier, there's a moment where Orga realizes how insane Mika is in the show, and yet he rolls with that shit.
Yeah.
But Mika is not 100% insane. He has a conscience, although he can definitely compartmentalize that shit when need be.
He's damaged, dude.
Yeah,
but he's got a softness to him.
Yeah.
But when you put him in the suit and you put him in battle,
he's all business.
It's not even all business. I mean, he's soulless.
Oh,
I mean, he's a
yeah, it's true though. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You watched the show, right? I mean,
I did.
The way he killed these people and then standing over them and talking shit that, you thought you were good, but you weren't that good. You weren't as good as you thought. I mean, yeah, he's a damaged dude. And the thing is, what'll be interesting is if they ever do get peace and, or whatever, I mean, what's his role? I mean, how does this guy go in society? I mean, he's that classic case of
He's Rambo.
Damaged, he
He's
became a killer, and that's all he's good at.
he's John Rambo, man. It's never
Yeah, I mean,
over.
yeah, I mean, it's. I mean that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
and so, and it is interesting because, you realize very quickly within the show. Like I kind of realized very quickly that this guy is way damaged. I mean, he's Setsuna. I mean, he's flat out Setsuna, and you pretty much know that from the beginning, just the way this guy is. And you know, it worked though, and I think it worked because you have him and Orga playing off, because Orga's definitely the conscience of everything.
Absolutely.
But like you said, I think Orga for a while there was he was doing more of the compartmentalizing, where he's like, Mika's Mika. And then he's just like, holy crap, this guy is, he's criminal probably in a lot of ways. I mean, he's a killer, straight up killer.
Imani says he has some nonviolent aspirations. He wants to have a farm, maybe. Yeah, he does say that earlier on in the series. I could see him doing that. You know, like just isolating himself from society and actually having a farm. If he does survive the series, which I don't think he will. I honestly don't.
But once again, though, wanting that and being able to do it are two entirely different things.
Yeah.
I mean that, and we've seen that even in some of the things with other previous Gundams. Look at Armoro. I mean, Armoro was always about like the war's got to end and all this stuff. He becomes the hero of the 1 year war. Then he's becomes a teacher, an instructor for the Federation, and all the stuff that's going on. He couldn't wait to get back into the fight.
Yeah.
And then he ends up becoming the lead pilot again for the Federation.
Oh yeah, man.
And,
back in the saddle.
So it's one of those situations where they want to know, they want this, but can they do it?
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that'll be interesting.
It's
going to be hard for him to farm with one arm.
No doubt. Shout outs to Fred. He's in the chat. He says, yeah, Mika literally tried to be human and can barely do it. The interactions between him and Kudelia. Speaking of Kudelia, Yazi's been asking in the chat. He wanted to know what your thoughts were on Kudelia and her progress in the series.
She's basically the full realization of what Relina Peacecraft should have been.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I mean, I think she had a vision, but unlike Relina, she wasn't stupid or naive to think that people aren't going to die before we achieve this. I mean, she knew that it was going to get bad before it got better, and that she wasn't advocating it, but she kind of just knew from the situation where Relina Peacecraft, she's so in this fantasy land that it's just like, no, it's just never going to work that way. And you got to give it to her too, because she really, she realized these orphans, like how bad they had it. I mean, she starts teaching them to read and write and stuff like that. I mean, that takes a lot there. And but yeah, I think of all of the female leaders, damsels in distress, and that we've had in Gundam. She's probably up there with she's a lot like what's her face, Marina from 00.
Yeah,
but even Marina was pretty naive for the most part.
I don't think Marina.
Delia has it in the beginning, but unlike Orga, she's able to realize right away that I know that I don't want this to happen, and it is going to bother me, but this is the only way that this is going to happen. This is the only way we're going to get to the end. Yeah, and I just hope that I can save as many people that I can, and that we don't lose too many. So
yeah, she had to make some hard choices. I know that much, and she stood up to all sorts of people. I love the fact that she finds her footing in the end of the series, so far anyway. And I'm curious to see where the politician Kudelia is going to go, if that's exactly where her fate leads her. But we'll run through these Twitter questions real quick. A lot of them are having to do with Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yazi has another question here for you. He says, Neo, did you also see some Dougram-like aspects outside the initial thoughts on the show? In other words, not even justice. I want to get truth.
Well, that could have been the tagline on this show.
I wish.
That's what they were that's what they were wanting.
That's what they wanted to get.
I did see it, but then once again, the kids in Dougram paid the price, man.
Yeah, they did.
And these orphans did, but we never really got that validation that they did. But yeah, I could see that. I mean, there's a lot of mecha shows in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just Gundam. There's a lot of ideas from other mecha shows in this show.
It's a nice blend.
It does have a ultra violence 80s anime vibe to it. I mean, that's pretty evident, just based, like we said earlier, on the physical combat, melee combat alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it was cool to see because, like my problem that I had with Thunderbolt,
mm-hmm.
where we have a Gundam that basically looks like it's a Gundam from UC 96 and UC 0079. The first rule weapons of these things are going to be melee weapons. So it's cool that we're going to see these big freaking melee weapons that all these suits are going to use. And, even the Barbados, it had that big freaking, like chomper thing with the saw blades on it. I mean, that makes sense because it's going to save energy output.
Yeah,
for the suit.
That's true. I found it amazing that this is the first Gundam series that doesn't have any kind of fantastical weapons like beam sabers and lasers and stuff like that. And I kind of hope that continues into season 2. The only exception I'll make is if the last Gundam they go up against, or if like the main heavy has that stuff and it's like new technology they finally developed. But I kind of like the hands-on brutal ass weapons that they have, like the Barbatossa's spear. I love that weapon. Yeah. I think it's fantastic, and the designs of the mecha are great in the show too. Like all throughout, I love the mech designs and the set pieces.
I mean,
fantastic.
Ein's a little fantastical at the end, but mm-hmm. he is the end boss.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big of it. I mean, if he showed up like that in episode 12, mm-hmm. yeah, then that's probably a big problem. But yeah, we don't see much. And my God, they're still using the mobile workers.
Yeah, they still are, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're still using that stuff.
Well, here we have another question from Sir Bodwin, and he says, Neo, first off, it's great to have you back. We all missed you. And
thanks.
He goes on to say, do you get the feeling that Gundam IBO takes a little too much from Metal Gear Solid 5, with Tekkaden being Diamond Dogs? What I'm saying is, do you think it's kind of a ripoff? And he says this as a fan of this show. I don't think so, because to be honest with you, it takes about 2 years to develop an anime show and to get the scripts written and to produce it from inception to the finish line. And Metal Gear Solid 5, although it was I think
it was looking too much into
no, I think they were parallel thoughts for the most part. They were both being made at the same time. So although Metal Gear Solid 5 took a little bit longer to go, we didn't know much about the story until it almost came out. So, and they roughly came out around the same time. So I don't think one borrowed from the other. I think they both just had the same thing in mind for the most part when it came to like.
I mean, is this really a new concept though?
No, it's not at all.
A group of a ragtag group of people that have been mistreated, band together, fight against the. I mean, what's that old adage they say? There's only 7 stories in Hollywood.
Pretty much, or in the world actually. But yeah,
there's only 7 stories in the world, and every movie and thing is all based on it. Mm-hmm. I mean, and also too, what is imitation's the best form of flattery. So I mean, yeah. They're all going to be. I mean, my God, think of the shows that are going to probably rip off Iron-Blooded Orphans. You're probably going to see in the next like 2 to 3 years very brutal mech shows going more towards melee weapons and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it is.
If anything, I don't think so
Iron
either.
Blooded Orphan does its own good little spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely,
because they're orphans, we're orphans.
Exactly, the general's favorite type of anime character.
Yeah.
All right, next up, let's see here. Rather Ra says, actually, he says, when you guys do more Gundam shirts, can you please do a Akihiro Hunk McStrongman one? You talking about Akihiro from
Oh, God.
with him in his bare chest with all his pectorals.
All those guys were, especially at the beginning of that show, everybody was shirtless.
Some lean ass dudes, man. Swear to God, Jesus, yo.
All they were doing was mining all day, man. You do that way too.
Yeah, that's true.
Just mine 16 hours a day, like they said.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, 16. Jesus Christ.
Well, I see this one comment by Amani Marks that says Double O got MSG comparisons back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Any Gundam show is going to get comparisons to any of the other Gundam shows, and they're all going to end up, and in the end, they all end up taken away from Mobile Suit, because in the end, it usually comes out to be, except for Double O,
Mm-hmm.
it always ends up being Earth versus space. So, yeah, these guys were from Mars, but they were from space, and I think you can have, they could take from previous Gundam shows ideas and things like that, but as long as they do their own twist or their own way of kind of setting it, I don't really have that big of an issue with it. So
all right, fair enough. Let's see. Yazi says, Neo, did you almost shed a tear seeing gun tank like mobile workers in IBO? Would Kilgore of Britain be proud of these tanks?
Oh, Kilgore, of course Kilgore would. I mean, that man loves tanks so much that he became one. He never ever wanted not to be surrounded by that cold, loving embrace of his tank.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I mean a tank version of a mobile suit or a mobile worker they're always gonna be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the staple. They're what keeps the colonies in. It's what keeps space moving, man. Those mobile workers, man, with treads.
It's a natural progression. I mean, and usually it's where they start out.
Mm-hmm.
For machinery that big, probably makes sense to have them treaded. So.
Absolutely. Shout outs to Yazi and everybody else who's submitted tweets today. Other than that, we've pretty much almost talked to our limit. But any final thoughts on the show? Like any other pros or cons or major moments you wanted to talk about? Iron Blooded Orphans at all?
I'll be interested in seeing what the second season's like.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
I mean,
I'm pretty hyped for it.
I'm cautiously optimistic because it'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, and I don't know. I haven't really paid any attention, and they haven't really even said much about what they're going to do. Right? Just that they're having a second season. So, is there going to be a time skip? How much is it going to be?
Well, according to the trailer, it's not that much of a time skip. They're just slightly a bit older. Some of the things they showed in the trailer, they showed my man Ride Mass, the youngin with the red hair, who saved all the food for the kids. He's now piloting a suit. They pretty much, if I was to wager a guess, they're like a year older, maybe a little bit over a year. It's not that much different. And the cool thing they showed was Orga is now wearing like a business suit. It's like, I guess he's gone corporate with this group.
No, he's a made man.
He's a made man. You're right. He is. It literally is a made man. Holy shit.
Got his button, man.
That's right.
You gotta start dressing better, Chrissy. Remember they kept telling Chrissy, you gotta stop it, man. Paul, they said, Chrissy, I'm warning you. You can't be around all that shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's got to move up in the organization, man. roll with his boy Turbine, man. Naze Turbine, man. That guy was cool. The smooth criminal himself. But no problem, man. What would you overall what would you rate this season of Iron Blooded Orphans, man? What's your overall rating for the season?
I'm actually going to have to give this a fractional one, and I didn't want to because I don't think it deserves. Because if I gave it the high end of the score, then it means that I'm accepting the long, arduous journey in space, and some of the some of the rushing at the end with the battle. But 3.75.
3.75. That's
3.75 out of 5 empty caskets to Cookie and Cracker.
You're wrong. Oh my god.
Because they buried that boy on Earth, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they had no. Actually, they kept. Well, I don't know if they buried him, but they took his body with them, and I don't know what happened to his body.
Them?
Yeah,
okay.
they shown they kept it in kind of like a. They wrapped him up, and they plan on taking him back to Mars, if I remember the story right. But no problem.
Must be stinking at this point.
Oh Jesus. Well, real quick, Yup shared something with us on Twitter that I think is worth ridiculing. Here you go. I put a link in the chat for you in the Discord chat. But he shared us this tweet here, and Yup says, I saw this thanks to sdel_p. You should enjoy this. And he shares a tweet with us with I came here to laugh at you. Apparently, there's a He-Man looking Char Aznavour figure. This shit looks terrible. Yup, why?
That is pretty better.
I want that on my shelf. I want that.
That's
Yo,
pretty funny.
Masters of the Universe ain't shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yo.
It's so, you want to look away but you can't. I mean, is this for real?
It's apparently in China or someplace.
It's bootleg stuff. Okay, this is all the all the knockoffs.
So many bootlegs.
Where did they ever think that would work? I mean, because usually the bootlegs have to be kind of close. I mean, when was he ever shirtless? I don't think he was ever really shirtless.
Maybe in Gundam the Origin somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
And Hot has a question for you. He says, "Hey Neo, what was the first place you wanted to go eat once you got back stateside?"
Actually, to be honest with you, when I got back, the biggest thing that I wanted was like fresh salad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what was over there, when I was in some of the areas I was at, it was just like iceberg lettuce, and even on the local economy, one of the things with a lot of those Gulf states, they're nice areas, but they still got to kind of bring the food in from other places, so you can kind of definitely taste it being frozen at times, but just like a spinach salad or something like that was something I really wanted. Yeah, kind of the funny thing is my eating times are all screwed up. That was the big adjustment that I had, is because it was 10 hours ahead from where I live. So your body gets used to eating at certain times, and you're kind of regimented there. So that was the big thing I was having, where I was like eating at weird times here. Is like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd wake up and I'd actually be hungry.
Oh my god!
You know?
So you
think about that, that's lunchtime. So that's kind of the way it was. It was really just kind of bonkers. So that was the big thing I had to kind of do. But yeah, I mean, and a burger. I went to In-N-Out. I had to get a double. That was good, because there's just certain things that you miss. But yeah, salad was the big thing though. For like the first week, I was like eating salad. There were some days I ate salad like every meal.
Man,
just because I could.
Yeah, because getting produce there is probably really tough. Like
I said, they ship it in.
Yeah, they ship it in, and it's not as fresh.
So yeah, so it's not as fresh. It could have been frozen at one point. So
Mhm.
yeah, so because those are dry places, all that stuff's got to come in. So
Arid as hell. But shout out to Yazi. I can't really get into all this, but he says winners and losers of shipping and Gundam. Look at the 0083 and Iron Blooded Orphans choices. All right, let's take a look. I put the link in the chat for you. Let's
What
see
is this
here.
now?
It's a graph of all the love interests of Gundam, which ones won and which ones lost. Like Sayla versus Frau Bo. Frau Bo's the loser. Let's see, Iron Blooded Orphans. Yo. Yo, Iron Blood Orphans, it shows the loser was Kudelia and Atra, the winner was Orga.
that's about right.
Oh my god. And the other one, he said, look at 0083. Let's see here. 0083, where the hell is it?
It's where is? Oh, that's
Yo,
way at MSC.
yo, Chuck! Yo, the winner was Chuck. The loser was Carrots.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yo, fantastic. Yo, the guy who did this is a genius.
Look at one over to the two over to the right of that is winner Diana.
Oh,
Loser, so-
gee. I'm still sore over that shit. Oh man, terrible.
This is pretty. The winner was Relina. The loser was the Gundam. I thought the Gundam kind of won on that one.
Yo, but look at Double O season. Look at Double O at the top of the fourth row. The winner was Gundam. The loser was Marina.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, that poor woman became an old lady, old shrivel up lady.
Yo, build fighters try.
Oh, all those girls. The winner was Gundam.
Yo, these Gundam widows. All day long.
Look at
Man.
the loser was Christina. The winner was the Zaku.
Yo, I don't even get this one for Gundam Rika Gisa and G. The winner is Mount Fuji. The loser is.
I think that's kind of appropriate for
Yo.
for G Reco.
And Noredo was the loser. Yeah, Noredo got the shaft hard. Yo, I'm still sore over Eno L though. Yo, Eno L, man, she deserved better. And Gundam X, but yo, Tifa was cool though. I can't shit on Tifa at all. She was all right. But thank you, Yazi, for this. This is so ridiculous. Also, Fred hit us with this tweet real quick. This will be the last one. I don't know if you guys answered this, but who is the best girl and why is it Barbatos? Moshi Barbatos des. Right as he's about to kill this woman. Oh my god, yo, that face. The face of fear. But
Which one, hers or his?
yo, hers most definitely.
Barbatos.
Yeah, she's peeing herself right now. I'm about to ask what she's about to get. But
You think her makeup would have ran
Oh.
at this point?
It should have. But props to everybody who tuned into the stream tonight, man. Thanks for coming out for our episode, our 180th episode, man. 20 more, and we'll be at 200, guys. Sometime next year, I'm assuming. But thanks for tuning in. You've been listening to Gundam at MAHQ episode 180, where we reviewed the special episode of Gundam Build Fighters Try Island Wars, special OVA episode you can watch live over on Gundam Info, and also we got Neo's take on the remainder of season 1 of Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. Hope you guys enjoyed the discussion, and if you guys are listening, watching live, if you liked what you see here on YouTube, please hit that follow button here, hit the subscribe button, and tune in. And in a week, we're going to have a special episode. It's good that Fred's in the chat because we're getting together to talk about More Than Meets the Eye, the comic book, man. If you guys haven't been reading it, it's the Transformers comic book that's currently being published by IDW. And Fred, myself, and several other panelists are coming together to have a special episode where we sit and review or just discuss the comic book where it stands right now from issues 1 to 56 and where we think it's going. So if you guys haven't known about that, check out the comic, man. You guys
with the Autobot symbol on it?
Oh yeah, that's a long story about
fan
that. No, that's a real deal. That's real deal. Megatron, there's a story behind that, and it's a fantastic one. But Megatron is an Autobot. He becomes an Autobot in the series, and it's so good. It's so well written. If you guys want to check out that review,
Man, the Bible must have burned in. The Transformers Bible must have spontaneously combusted.
Dude, people flipped out when they saw that shit in the comics, actually. They flipped the fuck out back when it happened, but a lot of people are actually better about it now because his depiction in the story is fantastic. So
what's more shocking, this or Black Spider-Man? I remember when that happened, everybody was like, oh, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I'm like...
Yo. Megatron becoming an Autobot is more shocking. Black Spider-Man was an inevitability. Some people just need to sit their ass down. But yeah, we're going to be doing this next week, next Thursday, the 1st of September at 9:30 p.m. So come on out, tune on in for a very special episode of Gundamn at MAHQ. And many shout outs to Fred and everybody else who's going to be joining us on the panel. Yo, Fred says Megatron is the best Autobot. I agree, sir. I fucking agree. But
better than Optimus Prime?
Yes. If that comic book is the shit.
Maybe a Bizarro World or something.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like,
When they
like something going on, there's like a hiccup in the Matrix. I mean, come on, what is going on here?
When they told me, I couldn't believe that shit.
The best Autobot is Megatron. That just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it has to be seen to be believed. But props to IDW. They write great comics, and I freaking have been enjoying the hell out of More Than Meets the Eye. So I hope you guys joined us for that review. Get caught up in the comic book if you can before we have that review, so that way you don't have it spoiled for yourself. But Neo, anything you wanted to share before we break the hell out?
No.
Well, shit. Well, guys, make sure to check out the websites. You guys know about MAHQ.net and Megatalk.net. Also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/MAHQ1. ChaosTheater.blogspot.com is where you can find the Chaos Theater podcast, which is the other podcast that MAHQ produces. Make sure to go to the Blogspot, make it a favorite, and also find the podcast on iTunes. Just search for Chaos Theater. And also follow us on Twitter at MAHQ.net, at Gundamn at MAHQ, and at CTCast. And also make sure to check out our main website, which is Gundamn.net, where all the action happens, and you guys can find out about our next live episode, which, of course, will be next Thursday. So that being the case, it looks like we're going to close this thing out. And that's it for episode 180 of Gundamn at MAHQ for Neo and myself, Sober Ryu. We'll see you guys later, man. Take it easy.
R.I.P. Biscuit.
So it's been a lot of fun, but, well, I guess that's all.
I don't wanna go alone without you. Wish I had someone to come and take me home like you.
"これぞトヨタとジオニック社の技術の融合」「私を導いてくれ、オーリス」「ジオニックトヨタ」
Check the technique. I find you guilty of harassment, and might I add, if you're hungry, go to a restaurant for criminy's sake, or a grocery store, but leave that poor bird alone.